All right, I think I am live again. Can't tell. It says it, but then there's always some weird thing that happens. Hey everybody, this is Jim the Tabletop Engineer, and welcome to a new live stream. This is wrapping. Well, we've got one more day after this one for vacation, so wrapping things up. Just I would say I can't wait to get back to cooler weather, but I know that Atlanta is not going to be any cooler than it is here. Um, right now, today, it's in the mid 90s. There is a slight breeze. I've got a fan blowing on me too. Nice. I hope it's not interfering with the microphone. So today, what I wanted to discuss with you, I was before I clicked to go live, I was just pondering some things. I did want to mention there is a new game coming out very soon that I'm really excited about. If you've watched any of my videos in the past, you know there's a game called Core Space. It's a sci-fi miniatures game. It's kind of like a war game. it's from hang on, I just went blank on their name. Uh, just went blank on the name. Battle Systems. Battle Systems is a UK company, and they make a whole bunch of punch out cardboard terrain. It's like really thick cardboard. It slots together, and they also use this clip system to connect walls and to connect like doors and things like that. It's a really well done system. I have quite a bit of it. Um, and I got most of it because of my interest in Core Space. Now, Core Space came out with I won't call it an expansion because it's a standalone game, and it's called the firstborn. Core Space Firstborn, and it's a not, I won't yeah, I guess it's a spinoff of Core Space. You don't play a crew of a ship. Well, I guess yeah, you do. You play a crew of a ship, and instead of going up against robots, you're going up against aliens. They're called the Firstborn. I've played both versions. I find Firstborn to be extremely difficult, much more difficult than Core Space. Core Space is hard enough to survive, but Firstborn, I don't know if it was the mechanics or I think it was mostly the aliens. They're just they come in waves, and there's these drones that have like a wandering pattern, and if they spot you, the alarm goes off. It was a lot more difficult to play. So I have gone back to Core Space, and I am. Oh, he already knows what I'm going to talk about. Um, Shilkith is knows what I'm talking about. Core Space, I've started playing it again, and I'm recording some videos. So those will be out for my Patreon, for my Patreon, and for my patrons to view. And Core Space is just a fun game. It's got a lot going on. Your crew can level up, your ship can level up, the missions can get harder. There's plenty of custom scenarios out there that fans of the game have made. And I don't know if Battle Systems is going to be doing any future expansions for it. I hope they do. It's been a while since they've done anything for it, but here's hoping, right? Well, the game I'm going to mention is called Maladum, and it comes out apparently, supposedly, they're going to start shipping in July or August. So I'm hoping to get it very soon. I think I was one of the early backers of it. It is a fantasy based version of Core Space. It's got spells, it's got weapons like melee weapons and shields and treasure chests and stuff like that. Now, what's interesting about the lore of the game, because I've got the rule book, you can go to the Kickstarter and what do you call it, the rule book, the core rule book. And what's interesting about it is that it takes place either centuries or millennia after Core Space. So the sci-fi worlds have like gone into ruin, or at least this particular world has. And I noticed that one of the races that you can play in the game looks very similar to the Firstborn uh, race in the Firstborn expansion. I could be wrong, but I think it's meant to be the same race or nearabouts, or maybe a mutation of it. But what's really interesting is the game is this fantasy themed, but it takes place or the sci-fi version has ended. I don't know if there's something about a cataclysm or something like that. I think I read the story, and it mentioned something along those lines, but not specific. So you can play the game without having played Core Space. As a matter of fact, I think the rule book for Maladum is so much more clearer than Core Space. Core Space, I think, was the first game, and there was a learning curve to it. The mechanics, many of the mechanics for Maladum are so close. I mean, almost identical, except for the magic. The spell casting is a little different, but you have abilities, and when you level up, you can increase your rating in an ability. They're usually like level 1, level 2, or level 3. But it's that's all right. It's definitely going to be a game to look forward to. I can't remember what level I backed at, but it's a game that I'm really anxious to look forward to, and I will be playing it live for the patrons, probably starting in, well, it all depends, of course, on when the game runs. I don't think there's going to be a steep learning curve to it, so I should be able to get it up and running pretty quick. What I'm also interested in is the terrain. It's Core Space and Firstborn both play on a flat surface. You have walls and doors, but there was no elevation. Now you can build elevation into it. You can build elevation into Core Space, because if you buy any of the expansions, and they sell boxes of the terrain that are more sci-fi, and you can incorporate them into your Core Space game. And you can, of course, level up your game and go higher. But this game, Maladum, right out of the box, it has, I think it has some scenarios that are multi-level. So you could be shooting down from an elevated position, or having to shoot up, or something like that. So that's another thing that I think is going to be very cool. But like I said, the rule book you can download if you go search for Kickstarter Maladum, Maladum. You'll find the Kickstarter, and I believe they still have it where you can download the rule book to read it. And I think the rule book is so much better than the one for Core Space. As a matter of fact, it's interesting. Some of the questions that I have about Core Space, or had about Core Space, are now answered in the Maladum book. For instance, one of the questions that I could never get an answer to about Core Space. Core Space tells you that in your first scenario, you put a peg in the very first hostility tracker position. You start it. It starts with 1 or whatever. And then it tells you at the start of each turn, you place a peg and you draw a card. So I was like, okay, is the peg that's in there, is that the one that starts the game? Like it's already put in there for you, or do you put a second peg? So you're technically starting with 2 pegs. Never could find an answer to it. Never. In Maladum, it's in there. It's like the first peg is the peg that you're supposed to place first, and you don't draw a card on the first turn. Now, that was another question that somebody, not me, had, was, do you draw a card? Because the cards, typically, there's nothing going on the first turn. Nothing's been activated. Nothing's been opened. None of that. So the question was, do you draw a card? Well, in Maladum, it says don't draw a card for the first turn. So obviously, they're listening to their players and finding holes in the rule book and clearing them up. I can never say this, iconography, or icons that are used in Maladum. They're a little cleaner. They're a little more intuitive. I think some of them, the symbol is, when you look at it, you kind of know what it is, and that wasn't always the case with Core Space. Hey, Ark Vane, how you doing, buddy? One of my friends from South Carolina, North Carolina area. You gonna be at Mythicon in November? Can't wait to see everybody in November. Mythicon, just so you know, I bring it up, I should mention, Mythicon used to be called Mace. Mace was run by Jeff and I just went blank on his name, and I apologize. Ron, Jeff and Ron. two great guys, and we lost Jeff to cancer a few years back. I think, has it been 3 years already, or has it been two? Time passes, but it was a big. And Jeff, when he passed, or before he passed, he asked that Mace be renamed, and the new owners, who are great, it's a group of them, they renamed it Mythic Con, and it's the same great Mace that we all knew. I think they've made some improvements. They're doing some bigger, better things, and I think that we would have gotten there with Mace if Jeff had been around. But I think Jeff would be quite proud. Yeah, good. All right, you'll be there. I think Jeff would be quite proud that Mythicon has continued Mace's traditions, and is getting bigger. People are more and more. I think it gets bigger every year. I could be wrong. Such a great convention. It's in Charlotte, North Carolina, in November. If you're looking for a convention to attend, definitely come to that one. We'd love to see you. All right. So I was talking about Maladum, and as soon as I get it, I will start doing some live play. Well, not live play, some recorded videos of it, and posting those videos for my patrons. It's just been one of those games that I never thought it would get here, and now, based on some of the updates to the Kickstarter and stuff, it looks like we are finally going to get it. So if you backed it, Shilkith says he or she backed it, and I'll be curious. I think you said, yeah, I went all in. I don't know if I went all in. I so rarely go all in on games, especially games that I know where they're going to be selling the expansions and stuff, separately through their game store. And Battle Systems does that. They're very good at making their stuff available, later on. You don't have to worry about missing out. Not all Kickstarters do that, of course, but I don't recall. I don't think I went all in on Maladum. I think I may have just gotten the core box. Could be wrong, but we'll see. I watch your playthroughs while I paint. Yep, that's what I do. I used to do it. Maybe I'll bring it back. I'll have to ask my patrons if they want me to. I used to do a live painting stream years ago, and I would ask people, to join in. And I may do that with Discord. My son is teaching me Discord. I'm a former tech writer who does not do technology well, so he's helping me get Discord up and running. My family is getting ready to come down. We have family in town, and some new family just arrived. It's very loud, very crowded upstairs. So I came down here, and I told my wife, I'm going to do a live stream, keep everybody up here. But it sounds like they may be coming down. So you may have to forgive me for a minute if they're walking by. So yeah, let me know. I may have to do that, because what I would do is I would just put the camera on me painting my minis, and I just talk about subjects that me and the those who were tuned in wanted to chat about. Usually I look at the chat, and we pick a subject, or somebody will get us off topic. So you never know. But so since I mentioned Maladum as a game that I'm looking forward to, there's so many games. There are some other games that I am definitely looking forward to. One of them I looked last night. I checked the update on it, and I just went blank on it. It's coming out next year. What was it? It's a solo game, and I just went blank on it. And I just got an update from it. I'm sorry. It'll pop. If I stop talking about it, it'll pop in my head in a minute. But finally, there is a breeze. I don't know if you can tell, but you can't tell from the pictures or the video, but it is so hot here. Come crash at my place if you need some reprieve. I think probably where you are is just as hot as it is here. Oh, it has just been brutal this week on the Florida coastline. And I was, as a matter of fact, kind of a sideline story. I go walking every morning, and I was walking 2 days ago, and I was walking, and I saw an ambulance up ahead on the side of the road, and I suspected, and I got up, and a woman had, I guess, passed out. She was walking and didn't have water, which, good Lord, carry a water bottle. I carry one, and I run out. I probably should carry two, but somebody in a car had seen her, I guess, fall and pulled over and called 911, and ambulance there, and they were, I guess, hydrating her because they had an IV and stuff. I think I saw, yeah, I did an IV, and I took my headphones off and I just asked. I said, "Oh, look like you got it. Is there anything you need from me?" And the guy shook his head and said, "Dehydration." He goes, "Drink your water." I was like, "Okay." So that's how miserably hot it is down here, and there was no breeze a couple days ago, none. So I felt bad for the woman, but yeah. So anyway, well, listen, I can hear them upstairs moving around, and it's going to get loud. So let me go ahead and call it quits here. I'll be back tomorrow morning with another update. I just wanted to talk about Malatum, and I got it off my chest because they sent me an update about it, and shipping update. So I'll be back tomorrow, definitely before noon. I hope you'll check in. And then I'll be back in Atlanta, and it'll be very close to starting to post some new videos. As a matter of fact, I need to get you guys my patrons, I need to get you guys a video posted. Maybe I'll do that this afternoon. I got to get family stuff done, and then I'll sit down and see if I can release something for you to hold you over. If you're new to this video and you're not one of my patrons, I have a new Patreon out. It's $2 a month, and it's going to give you access to a whole bunch of new private solo play videos that will not make it to my public YouTube channel. I'll still continue the public YouTube channel, still posting games there. But if you like my games and you want to support the Patreon, it's $2 a month, and it will get you not just the videos, but some other stuff. Check out the Patreon if you have any questions. All right, that's all I got. This is Jim, the Tabletop Engineer. I'm going to go do the family thing. Everybody take care.